So the Greenville group are obviously and constantly shooting themselves in the foot. It is right around 1:45 p.m. on Monday, August 4th, 2025. I've just had to jump out of the shower multiple times. And as you can see, I am not clothed and I'm in the shower and I have washcloths and spray bottles of rubbing alcohol and a container of bleach for my washcloths. And I keep having to jump out of that shower because over the last 35 minutes while I had been trying to take a shower, there has been somebody smacking and banging things directly behind the wall of this kitchen, of this bathroom sink right here, burning and smoking and propagating intense and sickening amounts of marijuana and cigar smoke that are literally smoking me out of this bathroom. This is a very small space. There's a very weak ceiling fan and there's no ventilation other than that weak ceiling fan. I don't even know if it's working. I mean, you can barely hear it. And the water suddenly stinks like vomit. And it smells so nasty that the washcloths that I've been rinsing out under it also smell like vomit as it comes out of the shower head. So I just left a voicemail for the Greenville group telling them that I keep having to jump out of the shower. It's causing the shower to take twice as long because I keep having to jump out, and I'm not going to shut the water off because whatever it is that's being leached into the pipes to my shower and to that sink, because the water also stinks like vomit as it comes out of that tap. Well, you need to flush out the pipes, right? I mean, any kind of vomit smelling contamination should not be in the intake pipe to somebody's bathroom. So what you do to get rid of the contamination is you run the water to flush out the vomit contamination. This is vomit or something that smells exactly like vomit. I've been spraying everything down with rubbing alcohol. See this container? This is rubbing alcohol. It smells just like rubbing alcohol. It does not smell like vomit. I have soap right here. The soap doesn't smell like vomit, and I am clean. I am rinsed off. I've been spraying down everything with the rubbing alcohol because anything that I rinse off under that water suddenly smells like vomit. My washcloths were clean and bleached out, and now they smell like vomit, so I can't use them. This is something that has been going on for months and years. This is something that is entirely generated by the Greenville Group's paid professional career criminal, Jasmine Irizarry, who they have been admitting in multiple ways and in multiple comments over the last few years that they are using as their criminal fixer to engage in constant harassment, surveillance-based aggression, and physical harm towards tenants that they have been verifiably psychotically triggered to try to get rid of in any way they possibly can. And things haven't worked out so well for them in court. So now they have been using very underhanded, sneaky, below the belt methods of trying to force me to move out. There's nothing in this bathroom that could possibly smell like vomit. This is a container full of disinfectant that doesn't smell like vomit. The vomit stench keeps coming out of that shower, and it's also now coming out of this tap because I started trying to rinse off my hands and personal items under that tap, and then suddenly, one moment to the next, the water also stinks like vomit. Jasmine Irizarry itself claims to be what did she say she was? Besides an IT expert, she said she was, a structural engineer who gets paid to take care of problems. And she claims that she's not using a saddle valve against the intake pipe to this bathroom to contaminate the water, but that she is using a different propagation method to put boogers in the shower water to my shower, and that I should enjoy the boogers in my hair. I'm not sure what the stench is, but to me it smells like vomit, not boogers, but whatever. Who cares? It keeps happening, and it keeps forcing me to jump out, call the Greenville group, stand here waiting for the stench to go away, and it doesn't smell like anything. When you step out here, there's no vomit smell out here, which means the smell is not coming from me or anything that I'm using. It only comes out of that shower head and that bathroom tap when I try to use it to rinse off clean washcloths, rinse off my clean hair, rinse off my clean self. And it's usually when I'm almost done with my shower and I need to get out and finish rinsing off. She wants me to smell like vomit when I step out of the bathroom so that I have to walk around stinking like vomit. Ms. Irizarry was a psychiatric patient at the Shattuck Hospital in 2006 when I was there doing a clinical rotation for my PhD program in clinical psychology. And she was known to staff and probably other patients as an HIV contaminated psychopath who would try to vomit on other patients and staff to contaminate them with her contaminated body fluids. And she would also smear her contaminated body fluids around. And now she apparently is doing that here, but now she's found a more sophisticated method of propagating her body fluids, such as vomit and snot, evidently, into my shower water by using a saddle valve. I really don't know what other propagation method can be used to contaminate the water to somebody's living space other than obtaining a cheap, easy to purchase piece of hardware called a saddle valve that you then clamp around the intake pipe to somebody's bathroom or their sink or their kitchen. And the saddle valve has a nozzle attachment that permits you to pump in whatever filth and contamination and nasty shit that you want into their water. I made a video the other day about how the water to my shower smelled like recycled sewage water. There was a really nasty sewage smell coming out of that shower water that caused me to keep having to jump out and let the water run to flush out the stench. And now it smells like vomit. If the smell was coming from me or some of my products, it would be the same smell all the time. And it would smell where I would go, right? Because I'm using the shampoo, I'm using the conditioner, but it goes away as soon as I step out here, unless I want to stand by the kitchen sink and smell the water right now. Now this water smells fine. There's no vomit smell coming out of this water. So maybe I'll just rinse off my hair with this shower nozzle attachment here because this water smells fine so far. So there's obviously different, I'm not sure how this works, but there's like a different valve against the pipe to this sink. And then there's another valve against the pipe to my bathroom. I'm really not sure, but saddle valves are very cheap, easy to use devices that you can buy at any Ace Hardware store. And if you have access to somebody's intake pipe, you just clamp the valve around the pipe. It is like literally ABC of home hardware stuff. So this isn't science fiction. And again, the Greenville Group don't answer their phones in the middle of the day. They refuse to respond to any concerns about the safety and integrity and usability of the tap water that should never smell like vomit for like 35 minutes at a time. And then the vomit smell goes away as soon as you step out of the bathroom or step away from the tap.